Right, welcome to a very, 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 very good evening here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Last one for the day, exciting day, interesting day. A lot of things have gone on, and the final news are ever from the UK on Alejandro Garnacho, Xavi Simons, updates, Benjamin Sesko, all of the other conversation, very, very interesting stuff. And I'm going to have that conversation here for you on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. See, before I even tell you that if you are new, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and turn on notification, all of those things, blah, blah, blah. I want to tell you, I have good news for you. Good news in the sense that we are going to expand our team. We are going to have the Fiifi-Manfred Studios, Fiifi-Manfred Studios, where it's inside KNUST, in and around Tech. If you're in Kumasi and in and around Tech, then we are setting up the Fiifi-Manfred Studios. We're hoping by the 1st of September, we can go our first live over there on Fiifi-Manfred Studios. We'll do more. A lot of you guys contact me and say, yo, Fifi, you want to come, want to have football banter, stuff like that. To open up, you come a full podcast studio over there on Fiifi-Manfred. And of course, if you are in and around Kumasi, we'll come to your area, I'll come and watch football with you, take your thoughts, everything on Fiifi-Manfred Studios. So watch out for Fiifi-Manfred Studios. We already have the Fiifi-Manfred studios on Twitter. We have the Fiifi-Manfred Studios on Facebook. We have the Fiifi-Manfred Studios on Instagram and Fiifi-Manfred Studios on TikTok. All of these places are sorted out. So by tomorrow, we'll be down the Fiifi-Manfred Studios YouTube. And of course, we'll put the conversation out. And then, of course, we'll do all the analysis over there on Fiifi-Manfred Studios. We'll call it the Fiifi-Manfred Sports Analysis 2 over there. So we'll have the conversation. So we can bring Richardo every time. We'll do our live watch. We'll do a lot of things. We'll pick calls. Have exciting times on Fiifi-Manfred Studio. So thank you very much for helping us grow to this level. We are very excited. We won't stop. We'll keep on going. Of course, over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Where do we start from? Let me say a big good evening to my man, Yesumo. Yesumo is the best dealer in terms of car spare parts. Every modern car, Elantra, Corolla, Range Rover, every car, Honda Civic, Honda Accord, Honda CRV, Honda HRV, all the best cars, all markets and sort of. If you want the best spare parts, then you call my man Yesumo, or take your car to Abose Okain spare parts post office. Abose Okain post office. Once you get there, ask of Yesumo. If you are not close to Abose Okain, but you are in Accra, or you are in Kumasi, or you are in Takrady, or wherever you are in Ghana, or even outside of Ghana, we can send them to you. Then call Yesumo on 054 313 8221. 059, sorry, 059 313 8221. Call Yesumo now and go and get everything that you need in terms of spare parts. Also, go to my man Diego Jerseys. He's the best jersey plug in and around Kumasi, Atonsku High School Junction. Atonsku High School Junction. Give Diego a call. He'll bring every jersey that you want, everything that concerns jersey that you want. Call him 054 6279 512. 054 6279 512. Call Diego Jerseys now. Also, my man, top-notch Diggy Services. He's a solid guy in terms of managing of pages on social media. If you want any graphic design, if you want video editing, those things, he will help you with those things very, very well. He does a very, very good job. Go on to my TikTok, Fiifi-Manfred TikTok. He manages that page very well, does the design and put the videos in there. He does it very well. Call top notch on 054 331 7088. 054 331 7088 is a big guy called Nikito Okofi. Contact him. He'll take care of you. Where do we start from? See, this morning, Barcelona played an interesting game in preseason. Very, very interesting game against Saul FC. And it was the regular Barcelona starting 11 that looks like will start the season. Juan Garcia imposed, not Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi and Inigo Martinez, obviously. And then there was Roland Arau and then Pau Kubasi. Alejandro Balde, and then of course, Jules Koundé made a back four in the middle of the pack. Excellent depth from Barcelona because MRF, Marc Bernal has returned. Frankie de Jong is in the pack as well. There is also Pedri in there, and of course, Gavi. All of them in the midfield of Football Club Barcelona. Then I've top the ever exciting and important quality player in Lamine Yamal was right there on the right-hand side. Of course, Robert Lewandowski was in there centrally, and of course, on the left-hand side, there was Rafinha, also the quality play from Barca, total dominance, good play. But for me, throughout the game, the person I was very much excited about is Andreas Christensen when he came on. Charlie, see, the way Andres Christensen is underrated, I remember I've had a lot of arguments with Richard on the show, and I keep on saying that. See, if Barca want to sell somebody as their center back, it should not be Andres Christensen. He fits the profile of Hansi Flick. Yes, in the context of the general football sense, physicality and defending, he may not be up there in terms of physicality when you compare him to Ronald Araujo, but he's not so far off it. He's not so far off Ronald Araujo. And this is a young man who learned his trade in Germany as a ball-playing centre back at Chelsea. Cool, calm, collected, very, very good centre back. But it looks as if you speak to the Barca people, they'll tell you, oh, I can't 1 year on a contract, so we got him for free. So if we sell him, whatever money that we get is the net profit. And of course, with Barca's financial situation, they will sell anything that they have to sell. They will sell anything that they have to sell to get some good money and then put them into their pockets. But then generally, it was a good game. Of course, Marcus Rashford did not feature, but then good one from Lamine Yamal, good one from everybody at Football Club Barcelona. And after the game, there was Lamine Yamal, and I'll try to explain jersey with a brand here and the jersey lingered. But then good game for Football Club Barcelona. Of course, because preseason is coming to an end. Preseason obviously is ending. And of course, all the clubs are trying to make sure that they are in the best shape to go in there and then go and compete. So there is updates on Alejandro Garnacho. But before that, see, I said this morning, whatever Manchester United will do, they need to get a midfielder. They need to get a midfielder that's more of a hybrid midfielder on the ball, off the ball. Somebody in the mood of Moises Caicedo. I'm wondering, to pay 75 million for Benjamin Sesko, I think that's important that Manchester United reinvest that money into their midfield. Maybe a Carlos Baleba in the middle of the pack. Because I don't think that Manuel Ugarte alone can herald that Manchester United midfield to the level where they want them to herald it to. I don't also think that Bruno Fernandes without the ball does a lot for the team, for them to win games, for him to be a deciding factor in the middle of the pack. I mean, going forward as an attacker, he has Mason Mount saying, but Manchester United need a hybrid midfielder that can play on and off the ball in just one person. I mean, Casemiro and Ugarte are more off the ball players. They don't give you enough on the ball. Whilst Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes are also good on the ball, but they don't give you so much, even together with Kobe Manu off the ball. So Man United may need that, but maybe the plan is to stick with what they have right now. But spending 75 million, the news that is coming from RB Leipzig is the fact that Benjamin Sesko really favors the move to go to Football Club Manchester United to go and do the job over there and be part of the players that they are bringing in over here. See, whether anybody likes it or not, the Chelsea owners have shown people the way. And what do I mean when I say that they showed people the way? They showed people the way in the sense that in the running of the modern game, the sporting side or the football side, what happens on the field of play and what happens in the boardroom can't ever be a standalone. And I always say this constantly. I see my senior colleague Ayala makes examples on the fact that now these top football clubs see the players as assets, not just athletes. They are assets. They are important, but they are parts of a team where when you lose, you are literally going to lose more. Now, I chanced on a data from Matt Law, who writes for the Telegraph, and the data says that since 2019, where Tottenham Hotspur played in the Champions League final, if you remember, they played in that final against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, was Mauricio Pochettino was at the helm. Since 2019, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea have made the most money from player sales, 966 million, almost 1 billion. This is the same club that people say, oh, Chelsea are not serious. They've turned into a selling club. No. The most important thing is that you turn over the players that are not working for you. It's as simple as that. That is why I'm saying that at the end of the day, anybody can decide to pick the data of the sales or the purchases and do nice analysis on it, respected. But The most important one, which at the end of the day holds water if you compare the two, is the net analysis. When you say that somebody bought X players, how many more players did they sell? In that context, also just oppose it with how much of success have they gotten in that time frame? Have they been successful? Have they sold the right players? Because if you look at the list, you ask yourself, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United, what did they do to the many players that they get? We don't work for them, especially for Tottenham Hotspur. Same players since 2019 have been there. They are there. They've not been able to sell them. Manchester United, up to today, certain players that they have to even sell them to make money who are supposed to be assets, Manchester United are fumbling those back and they are not doing it enough. So whether you like it or not, Todd Bowley, Baghdad, and Gbali have come to understand that, you know what, when we have to buy to be able to compete, let us not hesitate. Let's go and buy. See, look at even the number of players that Chelsea have bought this season. This season, Chelsea have bought Darius Sugo. Chelsea have bought Jamie Bino Gittins. Chelsea have bought João Pedro. Chelsea have bought Liam Lap. Chelsea have brought in Malang Saba and they've made him go. So we'll not talk about that over there. Chelsea have brought in Jarrell Hato already this season. Who else have Chelsea brought into the team? Esteval Willian is coming into the team this season. Count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 players if I'm not missing anybody. That's the number of players Chelsea have brought this season. But in all of that, they have made almost 160 million in sales because Kepa Arrizabalaga is gone, because Georgi Petrovic is gone, Noni Madueke is gone, what's his name? Marcus Bertinelli is gone, João Felix is gone. 40 million for João Felix. So the business part, they are doing it and doing it well. To the extent that Chelsea said that they bought Malang Sarr, they bought Mamadou Sarr for Mamadou Sarr to come and learn under the senior centre backs, but they sold him back to Strasbourg. Why? For the boy to come and understand how things are done over there. They believe that he has a huge potential. He's going to be one of the top centre backs, but then buy him now when the stocks are low so that you don't have to overpay. Even though you own Strasbourg, you don't overpay to Strasbourg to get such a top talent. So for me, that is top tier stuff from how the perspective of the running of the club. You just can't take anything away from Todd Bowley. You can't take anything away from Baghdad Eghbali. You really can't give less of a praise to the job that the sporting directors have done because they seem to go in the right direction. You see, it would have also been a problem if they had not met the basic targets that they have to meet. But then this team has met the targets that they have to meet. They have gone on and they won the Club World Cup. Before then, they make sure they qualify for the Champions League. It was important in terms of revenue generation. As a club, Chelsea needed to make sure that they qualify for the club, they qualify for the Champions League to be able to generate revenue. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to generate revenue generation. And again, in terms of even the pedigree conversation, it puts you back into the conversation of the elite. Because truly, if you are saying that you're a big boy, then you need to be where the big boys are playing. Everybody who's a Chelsea fan knew that the Conference League last season was always going to be a means to an end. So how do you go to the Conference League, succeed and win it and say, you know what, this is below our level. But in doing that, you also keep an eye in playing in the Champions League where you say, this is our level and we need to come in and play there. Enzo Maresca delivered that for Chelsea Football Club. Qualified for the Conference League, won the Conference League, qualified for the Champions League. Then they saw an opportunity in the Club World Cup where they said that, oh, the European competition that we played in last season was a place where people said, oh, it was a low tier. I mean, from Richardo's words, it's a Division 2, Division 3 course league in Europe. So nobody takes it serious. I mean, it may be banter, but then really, who rates the Conference League if you're a big club in Europe? So the Club World Cup was also a big opportunity for Chelsea to say, you know what, whilst people do not rate the club, people do not rate the Conference League, people say that, oh, the top 4, we escape by the skin of our feet. We need to make sure that in going to the Club World Cup, if we can do something monumental, let's do it. They saw the chance to deliver, and they did deliver over there, winning the Club World Cup against almighty Paris Saint-Germain. Now, what has that done to them? It has given them super confidence. Today I heard Levaiko speak. Levaiko say that, oh, I mean, when we're green and nobody gave us confidence. Now we've grown in confidence. We've grown as a team. People underestimate the suffering that the players suffered together under Pochettino and then Graham Potter and then even Frank James Lampard. They suffered together as a team. Now the team has gone through the mill together. They've grown and then now they can compete. So going into next season, if they hit roadblock or if they have a setback and some combo match, or draw match, and I say they are down by a goal to 0-2-0 in the 30th, 40th minute, they are not worried because we have done it before. We've gone through bad times before. We can work together and go. mentality they have grown. And they've gotten to the point after winning that even the likes of Leverkusen are saying that still we have a long way to go. Yes, it's the Club World Cup, but then what about winning the Champions League? What about winning the English Premier League? It is a level and a platform where Chelsea have given themselves an ability as a springboard to grow as a team and to be very successful when they go for it. So for me, I'm excited to see how the team goes. I'm excited to see how Enzo Maresca gets his team to go. I'm excited to see how the players go in their various roles in that regard. That's why in this summer, getting players like João Hato was always going to be the most important thing. How do I get João Hato to come into the team? Somebody who is just 19 years of age, but one of the most stable heads in the Eredivisie. Somebody who a lot of the guys who have watched him play will say João Hato plays as a 25-year-old player. Somebody who is a young player doesn't really do too much, but then at his age has accomplished a lot that you bring into your team. And see, I like the fact that João Hato was clear in his mind. Today, I'm picking up intel from Netherlands that one of the things that the Ajax Amsterdam people tried to use to hold João Hato ransom to staying at Ajax Amsterdam was that if he goes to Chelsea and he doesn't get enough game time, if he stays at Ajax, he will play almost every game. He's the captain of the club. But if he goes to Chelsea and doesn't get enough game time, next year is the World Cup. And that Netherlands coach will not pick him for the World Cup. He says that, oh, when I go to Chelsea, I'll compete. There are a lot of games. Marc Guéhi will not play every game. He may be tired. He may be injured. We will compete and we'll work hard on it. That is the mentality that you need for a 19-year-old former captain of Ajax Amsterdam who is ready to go in there to go and compete, who is ready to go in there to go and work hard and then get the results that he has to get. So João Hato is coming in, which is very, very good news for Chelsea Football Club. Of course, Xavi Simons is the next one. See, Xavi Simons' conversation is not the same as an Alejandro Garnacho conversation. Have this in mind. Chelsea are attacking Xavi Simons alone, and then they will attack Alejandro Garnacho alone. And I'll tell you where they are on Alejandro Garnacho. In fact, it is the biggest news right now. Chelsea understand that they will do a deal for Xavi Simons. It's about patience. I kept on telling people that see, João Hato was done. It's a matter of time. Chelsea knew what was going to happen. They didn't have to force too much. They just need to lay low, go in there, do their job, and get a job done. It's the same for Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons has been included in Leipzig's team that is going to play over the weekend in their final preseason tournament games before they go back to Germany. But that is not a problem. Chelsea have told him that he should go on and play the football. They have just let him know that he is their number one priority because Cole Palmer needs competition. Again, he can also play with Cole Palmer depending on the game state. Again, Chelsea need a ball carrier, and games where you need a ball carrier can play him more centrally and then drop one of your midfielders that pass to break the line. It is very, very important profile in the building of the team in the long term. And that's why Xavi Simons is going to be very, very important for Chelsea. That deal is going to be done. But mind you, Leipzig will not give him out for free. At the very least, you will pay some 50 million, 55 million, 60 million for Xavi Simons before you're able to get him from RB Leipzig, because Leipzig, for and they don't really need money like that. And if you're able to sell Benjamin Sesko, then that deal is that. See, to be very honest, I've been running away from the Alejandro Garnacho conversation for a very long time. Anybody that knows me will tell you this. Yeah, I don't like Garnacho. It's just like the way I didn't like João Felix. But maybe he can prove me wrong, right? I've said it several times that I don't think that Alejandro Garnacho is the player that is better than any of our fullbacks. But with the recent briefs that I'm getting, I now understand why Chelsea are trying to get the Alejandro Garnacho. I think that Garnacho may become a Chelsea player. I'm not 100% certain that it will happen. But listen, according to reports, multiple of them, in Cobham and in the Chelsea offices, every day Alejandro Garnacho's name is mentioned. I mean, no less than 5 times each day. In the analysts, in the coaches, in the recruitment staff, everybody, Charlie Alejandro Garnacho, Charlie Alejandro Garnacho. Why? One, it is because Alejandro Garnacho can play as a direct winger in a position where Chelsea are light for out and out wide left wingers. I said out and out. I didn't say left wing. Out and out, I qualified the left wingers. So in the current Chelsea setup, the only out and out left winger that is there is Jimmy Bino Gibson. Only out and out. because Joao Pedro can play on the left, but he's not out and out. He's more of an inside player. We call him the corridor players, the half space players, those people. Um, what's his name? Xavi Simons, if he comes, can play on the left wing, but he's not out and out. He doesn't hold the width naturally for you. Then you go to say Pedro Neto, he can play on the left, but he's not. He's Pedro Neto is more left-footed, so it's better for you to play him on the right. So again, he's not left-footed. He's not a left winger. He is out and out, but he's not a left winger. So in terms of out and out natural left wingers, just you have only Jimmy Bino Gittins. Now, do they need Garnacho? No. Why don't they need Garnacho? Although they have Jimmy Bino Gittins as the only out and out left winger, if they need out and out left winger, or let's say Gittins is out of the team and they need somebody to hold the weight, it's not a problem. Why? We have seen Marco Correa hold the weight for long parts of last season. What it means is that you can play Marco Correa, then you have either Joao Pedro or Xavi Simons in there. If push comes to shove, you can play Pedro Neto there. So Chelsea don't particularly need the young man. But his skill set is something that Chelsea don't have. I mean, he doesn't have abundance in. They have depth in almost every area, but that area they don't have abundance in. So then it comes down to what? It comes down to market opportunity. What is market opportunity? There's a young boy or a young ball on him, he's direct. Maybe who is on him, but he's direct. He will bring the ball to you, or the ball will be piam. So then can we get him? Okay, because we don't need him so much, we have to make sure that we don't make too much or we don't put too much financial commitment into him. And you go back and you look at the analysis stations that, okay, fine, he's at a club where they have made it clear that they want to let him go. Okay, so if they want to let him go, then it means that the stocks will come down, right? So then we don't have to pay too much for Alejandro Garnacho. Does that make sense? Yes. So then Chelsea are saying that, okay, then we need to play the waiting game. We need to calm down. We need to wait. We need to be patient. The opening will come. At the tail end of the season, Alejandro Garnacho will pop up because Manchester United will be in a hurry to let him go. He also will want to have a club to go and play. United are doing their preseason. He's not there. He's not part of the plans of Ruben Amorim. So then, once you play the waiting game and you do it well, Alejandro Garnacho, you follow your tie. Then you tell Manchester United that, oh, because the boy company, you people don't really like him, no, we will give you X amount of money. I'm thinking that Chelsea are looking between 20 to 25 million for Alejandro Garnacho. That's what I'm thinking. 20 to 25 million for Alejandro Garnacho. It can be up to 30 million. Ideally, you buy Alejandro Garnacho in this market for 30 million. But Chelsea are seeing it as a market opportunity for them to go and get Alejandro Garnacho. And what we are hearing is that the deal is advancing very, 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 very well. Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea, it's advancing very, very, very well. And it looks as he said Chelsea will go in there and then try and do a deal for Abrantia, your friend Alejandro Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho. Also, he's an Argentine. Enzo Fernandez is there. I'm sure he's going to guide him. He's going to help him. He will lose. The bigger problem with Alejandro Garnacho, and I think it has been well documented, is the fact that a lot of people who have covered Manchester United say that he has a character problem. Almost say he has a character problem. But same was said of Joao Pedro. I think that if Enzo Maresca was sanctioning the deal for Alejandro Garnacho, he will sanction it off the back of him knowing the character problem that Garnacho has, and then saying that, okay, you know what, we'll be able to deal with it in Timon Panemba so that we'll see how things will go. So we'll see Chelsea will do a deal for Abrantia friend Alejandro Garnacho. It looks likely as it stands now, but we'll see if it will happen yet. And it's a Mark Gill Echo on loan to Sunderland. Kendrick Paye is going to Strasbourg also to go and play some games for himself. Kendrick Paye, Abrantia friend Mark Gill, and so Chelsea are letting boys no share any game time not to go. Then of course they can do some unveiling. Chelsea ain't announced Estevao yet. They've not announced Jarrell Hato. I think that's the matter of time they are going to do announcing for them. Hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We'll draw the curtain here. Me and my channel will come your way again. We have to go and get some rest. Like I told you, the Fiifi-Manfred Studios, it's coming. Big one. It's not just sports. We'll have the sports channel that we'll do. We'll have the sports conversation. We'll also have entertainment and then politics. If you are in and around KNUS to help entertainment, to the politics, one of these days I'll put out the email. Just contact FM Studios on that email. Let us meet you. Let's see how we can get things done at home, especially if you're inside KNUST, with your football pundit stuff like live football. Come around. Of course, wherever you are, we'll be sending people to come around. Send them, yeah, we meet the people that we love. Hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Yeah, because Charlie, the money that's going into the place is crazy, but we'll be fine. So thank you. We'll see you. Bye bye.